It has been several days since a judge ordered the Department of Transportation to do additional environmental studies on the Kensington Expressway project if the state wants to move forward with the project.
And that has many people asking what happens next with funding that was set aside for the $1.5 billion project. 2 on Your Side's Nate Benson is live along the Kensington Forest tonight with a closer look at that question. Nate?
Yeah, good evening, Scott, Mary Alice. There's 2 potential issues with funding for the Kensington project. One of them is time, and the other is changes by the Trump administration. Since time is a flat circle, let's start there. After Judge Kolyakovo's ruling on Friday, I spoke with the former CFO and Executive Deputy Commissioner for the state DOT, Ron Epstein. He knows a thing or two about numbers, and in regards to the judge's ruling,
I'm not surprised. There are always going to be groups who want to see you do the maximum level of effort compared to others who would like to see the project get underway much sooner.
One of the misconceptions about the $1 billion the state announced for the project is that it's just sitting around in an account somewhere and it can be held there indefinitely. Not the case.
I don't want the public to think that there's just a pot of money,
No, it does not.
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. We have the authorization from the federal government that is eligible.
And those federal dollars would have to be spent during the current 5-year capital plan that the DOT is in the midst of working through. The 5-year capital plan is a big old list of projects that the DOT wants to work through in, you guessed it, a 5-year span.
And the current 5-year plan ends in a year from now.
Depending on whether or not the state decides to appeal the judge's order or move forward with the additional environmental study, it could push the Kensington project out of the current 5-year plan window, and the state would need to use that $1 billion on something else. They could, however, include it in the next 5-year plan.
My interpretation of what was being discussed is that, the state is taking the necessary steps to make sure we do not lose any federal dollars, and they are encumbered on projects that are ready to go and ready to go now. And if this is ready to go in the future, I don't know why it would not be funded in the future.
As for the changes at the federal level, road projects are not immune to President Trump's executive order targeting equity programs, which the Kensington project currently aligns with. The USDOT issued a memorandum to its employees to re-examine or possibly eliminate these types of projects altogether.
I think they need to rescope it.
And essentially change the goal of the project to a more infrastructure-based goal rather than an equity one. Epstein says the change in federal policy could open up the discussion about what to do with the Kensington, since the judge has forced a more thorough, hard look at the project through his ruling.
Well, I think what it really means is that the state may have to evaluate alternatives that either they may not have considered or they considered and dismissed.
Now, I received a statement from the state DOT about 90 minutes ago. It says that they are monitoring actions taken by the new administration, and we continue to evaluate how they might impact our department. Live and on your side along the Kensington Expressway, Nate Benson, Channel 2 News.
Got it, Nate. Thanks.